time counting my body. Sure, I done finally got it. I do stand the time I'm outside on the 4 or 5 deep in the Johnny. You tell them when they ask about body. You say what the spits are, if you look quiet. Nigga, they think my man big wet gon' slime me.
This morning, family members gathered at a home in Feltonville, mourning the loss of 17-year-old Noah Scurry, a senior at Samuel Fells High School, who was shot and killed outside of his home as he made his way to school.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, sometimes, no matter how much you do for your kids, with the best intentions on making sure they never have to experience the street life, sometimes enough just isn't enough. And it's not your fault. You could try your hardest by spending money you don't even have to make sure they don't need for nothing, providing home cooked meals every day, or even keeping them dressed in the best of clothes, even if it meant you would spend your last. A kid is going to be a kid, and as parents, we try to make sure they live a straight and narrow life so they don't have to go through what we did, but it don't always work that way. It doesn't make you a bad parent. The streets are just sometimes more convincing and persuasive to our children. Whether it's a friend peer pressuring them into doing something they don't want to do, and a child doing it even though they know they shouldn't be, or because they want to be considered cool and fit in. The streets have many tactics of getting to a young mind, and it seems like that's what we're seeing here with a young man who played basketball for his high school, who got good grades and was described as funny, smart, and hardworking by his peers. He had a promising future that was unfortunately cut short at just the age of 17, as he was shot and unalive while he was with his mother on his way to school. Reports say that the young man was just focused on his future and don't know why anybody would want to harm him, and an investigation will be held to get to the bottom of it. However, as you dive a little deeper into the rabbit hole, we will find out that the young man wasn't as innocent as we thought and may have fell into the all too familiar drill culture in Philadelphia. The drill culture where young rappers are dissing not only other young rappers, but dissing each other's deceased friends and making threats towards other young rappers within the city. Many believe this form of music have played a big role in the homicide rate in Philly, as in 2021 alone, 559 people were unalive due to homicide. However, progress seemed to be in motion, as Philly have seen their lowest in homicides, as it has been the lowest it's been in the last 10 years in 2024, where it's only been 266 people unalive last year. Some may say that's still a lot, however, it's a step in the right direction, and this may be due to a lot of individuals being arrested or just no longer here. Now we bring all this up for a reason, because the 17-year-old athlete made a drill song just 24 hours before he was shot and unalive. Actually, less than 24 hours. Many believe this is the reason he would lose his life and another young man with a promising future gone at the hands of the streets. We're going to get into everything in this video, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
The school district of Philadelphia said the senior was an upstanding student athlete.
The student who was killed was exceptional. He scored remarkably high on his SATs. The star basketball player on the team here.
17-year-old Noah Scurry was a young athlete who played basketball as a point guard for his school, Samuel S. Fells High School. He has a bunch of highlights on his Instagram page showing his talent, as he often outshined others, whether it was in school, exhibition games, or basketball tournaments that he participated in. Well loved amongst his peers, he was also described as a kid that just didn't play sports good in school, but his academic level was just as good as his playing. Noah took AP classes and had the highest SAT score within his whole school. With everything seeming to be going his way, and the squeaky clean image he displayed amongst his friends and family, someone recently realized that Noah may have been living a whole double life like James St. Patrick. Student athlete by day, but a drill rapper, a part of a street gang by night. Noah did a good job at separating the two by even having 2 different Instagram accounts, one for his basketball that included family and friends, and another one that was all for his alter ego that he called Joker OTV. Although Noah didn't display much wrongdoing on his main page, he also didn't hide his affiliation with his neighborhood crew, which he often threw up fours that symbolized the block that he was from. That block was called 24, located on the north side of Philly, which also housed popular rappers from the city such as OT7 Kwani and Pound Side Pop, both whom also rep Zoo Gang, which was named after another 18-year-old man who was an up-and-coming rapper himself that was shot and unalive in 2017 by the name of Samir Sadi Fortune. They would go on to name their gang after him, as he was highly missed amongst his peers, but before it was Zoo Gang, most of them were known as Trap Street. Now with all that mixed in the community, it's easy for a kid to grow up idolizing the guys they see and what they're doing and want to pursue the same thing. No matter how good he or she may be, the streets tend to be more convincing when it comes to kids wanting to fit in amongst their peers. Unfortunately, these days dropping diss songs and taunting ops seem to be the norm amongst the younger crowd, which many believe is fueling the ongoing violence within the city of Philadelphia. With that being said, on January 13, 2025, Noah, aka Joker OTV, will drop a song called Swing My Door featuring Drench Season, another rapper in Philly who's known for dissing his ops along with the deceased. Unfortunately, just hours after that video was posted, Noah would be gunned down on his way to school with his mother early in the morning.
This morning, family members gathered at a home in Feltonville mourning the loss of 17-year-old Noah Scurry, a senior at Samuel Fells High School who was shot and killed outside of his home as he made his way to school.
Very scary, very scary. It was multiple shots at once.
Neighbors tell NBC 10 they were eating breakfast when they heard multiple gunshots.
The first thing I thought was grab my son and throw him on the floor. He was just like scared and panicking because he heard it.
Detectives were at the scene for hours. Police tell NBC 10 that the teen was shot multiple times and was rushed to Einstein Hospital where he died.
Reports say that on January 14, 2025, at approximately 7:15 a.m., Noah and his mother were on their way to take him to school. As Noah was getting into the backseat of her car that was located behind the Roar Street row homes near Roosevelt Boulevard, Noah was shot multiple times by more than one gunman. Reports say that it was at least 20 bullets that were shot at the young teen. Noah suffered gunshot wounds to his chest and abdomen area and was transported to Jefferson Einstein Philadelphia Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased just minutes after arrival. No weapon was recovered, no suspects were captured, and it's even unknown how many suspects there actually were. However, a vehicle that law enforcement believes was a part of the crime was caught on surveillance, showing it was several individuals that were in a white Jeep Grand Cherokee. Initially, law enforcement said they were searching for the white Jeep that had a black front license plate holder, a shattered sunroof, and stickers on the windshield that they were able to make out of the vehicle that was captured speeding from the scene after the shooting had occurred. The following Wednesday morning, January 15, 2025, police will locate the white Jeep Cherokee in Summerdale and Godfrey Avenues, less than 2 miles from where the shooting took place. The SUV appeared to have been damaged from a crash and abandoned by its occupants. Police would check for evidence and clues within the vehicle in hopes of leading them to any suspects who may have been responsible for taking the life of 17-year-old Noah Scurry. Noah would be missed by not only his family, but his community that was saddened after hearing the news.
When you saw him around, you knew he brought good energy to everybody.
He was really smart too. Whenever he entered a room, the room always lit. You know, it was always a smile on somebody's face when they were around them. It's so sad to think that he died.
Allow this to be a lesson. We don't know the motives behind the shooting, but clearly whoever wanted him bad and knew where to get him despite him hiding his face in his music video. It seemed like the suspects went as far as waiting all night for Noah to come out of his house, and as soon as he did, they struck. This is a prime example to the youth to realize that trying to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out the street is never the route to go. When you take that road, it's not just the streets that you have to watch out for, but it's also law enforcement. You could turn your whole life around in a split second over a foolish decision, whether that could be jail or sometimes even a casket. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Rest in peace to Noah Scurry and condolences to his family. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.
I've been living here for like 4 to 5 years and I have never, ever experienced that at all. It's a pretty quiet neighborhood. Everybody knows each other. That's actually the first time we experienced that before.